So UFC 314 for me personally is very interesting because I love both fighters that are in the main event. I love Diego Lopes and I love Alexander Volkanovski. Alexander the Great Volkanovski, the former featherweight champion in the UFC, who was defeated by Ilia Topuria. He reigned for a very long time. He was a dominant champion. He will definitely go down in UFC history as one of the best featherweights of all time, unquestionably. Unfortunately, he's older, he's slower, and he has a lot of problems. And we are going to get into that in depth here as we break down UFC 314's main event, which will take place on April 12th, this Saturday, April 12th, at the Casilla Center in Miami, Florida. And of course, a great co-main event, of course, also with Paddy Pimblett versus Michael Chandler, and another fight that I'm looking forward to indeed. But right now, we're talking about Diego Lopes versus Alexander Volkanovski for the vacated title belt, of which Ilia Topuria was stripped. Don't get it twisted. He was stripped of his belt because he claimed an injury for right before his last fight. There, he was supposed to defend his belt, and he didn't. And he was stripped by Dana White, and now he's moving up a weight class because he thinks he's going to go defeat Islam Makhachev. Well, he's going to get his ass kicked, and I would love to see that fight because there's no way in hell Topuria has the skill level to even remotely match a guy like Islam. He will go down very fast against Islam Makhachev. But I digress. UFC 314, Diego Lopes from Brazil, 30 years old, 26-6, 10 knockouts, 12 submissions, 4 decision victories, and he has incredible jiu-jitsu and striking versus the former featherweight champion Alexander the Great Volkanovski, 26-4, 36 years old, 145 pounds, 5'6", and you're talking, he always has a height disadvantage because Diego Lopes is about 6 feet, he's 5'11", and it doesn't seem to matter because Volkanovski has always done great against people that are super tall because he doesn't really care. He knows how to fight. He's a great fighter. But let's get into the breakdown right now. When you look at Alexander Volkanovski, he completely changed after getting a head kick knockout the second time he fought Islam Makhachev, and it's obvious that he suffered some severe brain damage. I mean, the guy definitely has CTE. It was obvious in the Ilia Topuria fight. I mean, he wasn't as mobile, as creative as he normally is. And by the way, it had nothing to do with Topuria overwhelming him, you idiots, because go back and watch the fight. Volkanovski won the first round. The problem came in the second round where he froze up. And I always thought that was very odd. And I think his brain just shut off. And I've been saying that for months after he got knocked out by Ilia Topuria. I said, I think Volkanovski has CTE. I think he has brain damage. Now, guess what? He admitted during the most recent UFC breakdown for UFC 314, during the last week of his prep for UFC 314, he said, quote, his mind knew what to do, but his body wasn't listening during his fight with Ilia Topuria.